For this next sample, I decided that I wanted to do something with mixed media or watercolor. And what I decided to use is shimmer powder. And this is a Nuvo product that you can get from Tonic Studios. This is in the color Falling Leaves. I have some mixed media paper that's very light in weight considering all the different kinds you can find on the market. This is only 98 pounds, so it's going to absorb water nicely, but it's not very thick if you compare it to watercolor paper. And this is Nuvo, a bottle of water. So it's called a light mist bottle. And you can get these also from Tonic. And I happen to have a little paintbrush here. This is also from Nuvo, so I may or may not use that. But what I decided to do is that I'm going to go ahead and color this paper. And I'm going to let that powder fall on here. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. And you use as much or as little as you like. But of course you're going to get the shimmer, and then this is going to split once I add the water. So I'm going for a nice vibrant color here. There's some blue in there. There's also a little bit of gold or yellow. So you see the water will make the paper expand, but I'm kind of aiming toward the center here so that I don't get it flowing toward the edges too much. So I'm really happy with how that looks. Very, very pretty. I'm going to keep going here to make that color just split around. And then when I'm happy with how it looks, I'm going to go ahead and dry this with my Heat It tool. But before I do that, I'm actually going to take my paintbrush, and it's fully dry, and I'm simply going to drag it across this paper like so. Very minimal here. And I'm not going to want to have all straight lines, in fact. So I'm going to do that. And it's pooling in the center because there's quite a bit of water there. So I'm going to keep doing this. And now I'm going to dry this. Here I want to show you that this is not entirely dry just yet. However, I'm still adding a bit more visual texture by just dragging that paintbrush back and forth with the little bit that has pooled there. So you can revisit this even though you've already started drying the paper, and that way you can get the look that you want. So I'm going to go ahead and heat it one more time until all of the water evaporates. I wanted to show you, I'm going to do the same process with this shimmer powder called Catherine Wheel. And this one, as you can tell, has mostly red, but there's a little bit of orange in there. There's a little bit of, I would say, burgundy. The color is just super vibrant, and there's even a little bit of navy blue in there, believe it or not. And these are mica powders that will split when you add the water. So I'm going to keep drying my papers, and I'll be back once this is ready to go. Okay, so here I want to show you what the possibilities are with a project like this. I've gone ahead and used Catherine Wheel shimmer powder and the Falling Leaves shimmer powder to color the papers that I showed you earlier. And I went ahead and cut all of the papers using the dies included, the same dies that I used before. And once I had all of these cut down, which I'll show you, they all cut like this, of course, I went ahead and stitched all of these using green thread for this layer because I wanted this to look like the fibers that you see on a watermelon, because that's what I'm making. And now I'm just going to cut away the little tabs on the sides that I don't need. and also these on the end, because this is going to go on the outside for the smaller ones. So these are going to be different. Some of them are going to have these little lines like that, and the other one's just going to be the perimeter of that die cut. And I did the same thing for the larger ones. So I'm reserving those little tabs, by the way, because you can always use those, whether it be on the same project or a different one. So I'm just going to cut away this piece here, straight across, cut away any excess thread. And this is a messy kind of style project, but I'm okay with that. I actually enjoy doing that type of project every now and then. And I did share on my Instagram account that I would be doing that this year, making things more fun for myself while I craft. So I'm prepping those, almost ready here. I've got one more little hexagon there that's going to go on the inside, because if you see there, this is where the red paper is going to go to create the inside of this watermelon. And I accidentally got a little thread in there, but let's get that out. So if you're curious as to how I created the layers for the inside, then what I can tell you is that there's this die in here, and it is this small one right here. And I went ahead and cut that out of black cardstock that I also colored, and I did that off camera, of course, but with Meteorite Shower is the name of that. So I just sprinkled that onto black cardstock, and if you see there, you get a bit of a shimmer as well. And now I have my little seeds for my watermelon. And I just thought that this would be a nice little variation because, of course, these are meant to be toy boxes, but depending on the season in which you use these crafts or the theme of whatever celebration or party, I thought this would be a really fun type of box to create. For instance, for a baby shower, which I always mention on this channel, but it's because I love babies. And I always think that these would be so much fun to use in that fashion. So of course these, I've left the small portion here on the bottom. I just cut away the sides and the rounded tab. And now I can layer this on the inside to complete that look. Being very careful to make sure that that paper meets that uppermost edge, and then I can just walk it down. And I did use a paper creaser to go ahead and flatten that a little bit and apply some pressure. So the inside looks really nice and shimmery. It's so pretty in person. And I'm now going to cover that bottom portion to make sure that all of those little tabs are nicely covered. And you do have to be a little bit careful to center that, but it's easy enough. Here we go. So pretty. And with the paintbrush, that's all you need to be able to create the texture with those colors, because you can use your brush while it's completely dry or halfway dry or really wet. So the application is all going to depend on how wet that brush is, and I just love the effect of that. So now what I'm going to do is apply these outer layers on here, and I'm also going to cover that one little tab I think I had, or actually all of the inner tabs here I'm also going to cover. Now the one thing that I want to say about this shimmer powder, this one in particular, Catherine Wheel, it stained absolutely everything. My clothes, my surfaces, everything got stained. So that's because there's such a high pigmentation on that. So just be aware that your craft tools will get stained. Case in point, my paper creaser here is now all pink. So what I'll do is I'll use bathroom cleaner to disinfect and clean all of this before I use it on a different project. And that's because I like to keep my tools clean, first of all. But also I don't want to transfer that color onto any other papers. And then the shimmer doesn't stay behind. If you're worried about that, that's not a big deal. It's just the color, the pigmentation. So I'm gonna clean up this bit a little bit more and then adhere those panels, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here is my finished version of the little watermelon gift box. And now I wanted to say that I know that these are supposed to be little toy boxes, but I like to bring a little something different to you every once in a while, just to show you that variety can be fun. And what I've done here is that I've used some little birdie flowers. Now these are available at the Tonic Studios US website. Not all of them are always available, but you can take a peek at little birdie flowers there. This one in particular is called Denny Rose. They come in clusters like these, and you can separate them as you like. I've also gone ahead and used these little ones, and these come in this white color with the little pearls in the center, and they are called Pearl Petites Moonlight. They do come in other colors, but what I did is that I did take a watercolor brush, a little bit of the shimmer powder, and colored the centers, and that's what you see there. Super cute. So it is a watercolor medium, and these are mulberry flowers. They're handmade mulberry flowers, which I think are so very delicate and pretty. And so here's the rose one. Here's this other kind of almost like an apricot color there, or peach. And there's a little seam binding bow that I added. And then I did separate the leaves. That's one thing I like to do, is take the little leaves and just cut them apart and then use them behind the little white flowers, because those don't actually come with leaves. I've used sequins. I've used little gems that are clear. And of course, all of this has the stitching that I did with green thread. And that's just to add, of course, visual texture. I like combining different types of mediums in my crafting, and I don't always do it, but I'm trying to get back to that because it is one of the things that I enjoy about paper crafts, is the mix and match of all things paints, glitter, and more. In this case, I really like that falling leaves, the shimmer powder, and I always want to call it a mica, but I really like that. And of course, you can go in with watercolor pencils and draw even more lines through that if you did not want to bother with sewing, because not everyone likes to do that. And the other thing I wanted to mention is, of course, with sewing machines, if you were to go that route, just to add texture to your makes, that this is paper crafting, not a sewing project. So the tension of the thread and the colors don't really matter. What matters is that you get the result that you like. And for me, I wanted those little lines as if they were the actual lines on the watermelon, and etc. So I digress. I love the way it came out though. I really love the results of having all of this prettiness on the outside, and then you take the little tabs down and open it, and here's your little watermelon, nice and colorful on the inside with all of the little seeds. I think it's so cute. So, of course, completely different from the original. Here, our little spaceship. So different, but that is, again, another one of the benefits of these types of dies, is that you take them where you want to take them, as far as your imagination can go, and it's up to you whether you take it into something a little more artsy, as I've done here, or if you keep it clean and simple. There's no wrong way to go about it. But don't forget that you can always reach out if you have any questions. Leave a comment down below. Subscribe if you're new to this channel. And I want to thank all of you who have subscribed also, because it's helping the channel grow, and I very much appreciate it. So let me know your thoughts. Are you Team Rocket or Team Shabby Chic Watermelon? Because it's not just a watermelon. Which route would you take this into? But yeah, I'm curious to find out. And the links will be in the description bar below. This is available worldwide. These are the lower cost items from Tonic Studios, so they generally go faster than others. So don't hesitate to use those links if you want to support this channel. I thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you can be inspired and be blessed.